I think it's about time that we have an honest conversation on if Americans are actually lazy. I see these statistics that come out every day that almost try to paint the economy as being bad, which it might be, but I think we need to look at them in terms of maybe Americans are just lazy. Now, the first statistic that I saw is Gen Z, the unemployment rate between college graduates and non college graduates is the exact same. The second one I saw is right now, there's an all time high in this country of people who are at least 30 years old living with one of their parents. And the next one that I saw is we're at an all time high of people past the age of 25 that are still receiving financial assistance from their parents. I too can sit here and argue that, oh, it's the illegal immigrants, oh, it's the H-1B visa holders. Because I do agree that 50 million of them need to be deported from this country. But I'm sorry, if you're past the age of 30 and you need to live with one of your parents, or you're past the age of 25 and you still rely on your parents for financial needs, I can't really defend that. I understand you might not be able to get that good job yet, because a H-1B visa holder or an illegal immigrant might be taking that position from you. But I feel like you should have enough, I guess, energy or courage, or I don't know what to call it, but I feel like you should have the motivation to go out there and make the money that you need to make just to afford the basics in your life. And if you can't do that, then you need to cut out expenses that you don't need in your life. For example, I still know people who are past the age of 25, younger than 30, that still live at home with their parents. These same people claim that they don't make enough money to live on their own, yet they can afford to go out to the bar and spend $50 every weekend or every other weekend on drinks. They somehow have enough money to pay for streaming services such as Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, whatever that may be. And on top of this, they somehow have enough money to buy the newest video game systems, such as the newest Xbox or the PlayStation 5. I don't even have either of those yet. I still play my video games on the original Xbox One that came out in like 2015 or whenever it came out. So, yes, I believe most of these people that are mentioned in these statistics are just lazy people. And yes, I understand that it would be a lot easier for them if they didn't have the legal immigrants taking their jobs or the H-1B visa holders. But I think you're just being lazy if you just simply refuse to go out there and make enough money for your financial necessities. And if you're spending money on a bunch of BS like people that I know are, I think you're being lazy. I think you're being irresponsible, and I feel like you're taking advantage of the fact that you have parents who are letting you live at home for free and not charging you rent. So just because you can't get a job in the field that you graduated college from doesn't mean that you shouldn't go out there and get a job. You should still be working at least 40 hours a week somewhere. Have it be a bartending job, a busing job, driving Uber, delivering DoorDash. I'd even argue if you don't have a real job, you could be working 45, 50 hours a week. And you should be able to make enough money to at least live on your own. Or if not on your own, with a roommate, maybe two roommates, or your girlfriend. But instead, what I see a lot of these people do is they almost have this victim mentality that, oh, I grew up in America. I just simply can't afford to do these things. I can't afford to live on my own. The government's taking advantage of us. Blah, blah, blah. Now, this victim mentality is the exact mentality that gets somebody like Mandani elected in New York City. This is the mentality that'll make it so our country goes from being this great capitalistic society to becoming a socialist society. This is not a good mentality to have. This is not the mentality that Americans for the last 250 years have ever had, up until very recently. I know it's not easy, but I've done both blue collar and white collar jobs in my life. I currently work a white collar job, and it's so much better than working the blue collar job. The blue collar job I worked was roofing. I did roofing, I've probably done 15 roofs. It's hell. It sucks. It is hard work. I understand why nobody would want to do it. But if it's the last thing that you can do to make money, then you should probably go do it or I'm gonna view these people as lazy. Now, I'm totally gonna be switching lanes here, but stay with me because it all has to resort back to the idea of Americans being lazy. If you guys know who Garrand Thumb is, he's a big gun guy on YouTube, big 2A guy, and he posted a picture on Twitter or X, and it said, POV, you're invading the United States and you're about to find out why our culture was built on extreme violence. Now, I'm not going to go through all the effort of putting the picture up on screen, but you could find it probably pretty easily if you just search up his Twitter on the internet, because he's getting a lot of backlash from just normies, everyday people who are on X. These people, they're saying, oh, this isn't how Americans actually are. Oh, we don't act like this. Oh, not every American actually owns guns. Like, these people are missing the complete point about the picture, or what the meaning of the picture actually meant. We as Americans are descendants of people who overthrew or defeated the strongest military in the world at the time to gain our independence. We're descendants of people who voluntarily enlisted to help go defeat Japan in World War II after they attacked Pearl Harbor, attacking America. We're descendants of people who in World War II volunteered to go help defend Great Britain and help France liberate themselves from Germany. And I mean, this has happened countless times in this country. So seeing the amount of backlash to this post actually got me thinking, what percentage of men in this country, if we were invaded today by a foreign power, I don't know, Russia, China, whatever, whoever it may be, if they step foot on the beaches of this country, the beaches in California, the beaches on the East Coast, wherever it may be, if they step foot into this country, what percentage of men would actually pick up arms and go fight? I don't think it's as much as a lot of people think. I think it's maybe 10 to 20% of the men in this country would actually decide to go fight. The other 80 to 90% would be totally content with, oh, I surrender. I don't want to do anything hard. I don't want to go fight anyone. I don't want to put my life at risk. I don't want to defend this land. I surrender. Just make sure I can scroll TikTok. Make sure I can DoorDash food. Make sure I can rot my brain out watching Netflix all night. This is what I got from this post, and this is what makes me think Americans are lazy. Because I'd hate to break it to you, America's culture is honestly built on extreme violence. Our culture is built on doing hard things during hard times. Our culture is built on fighting back when times are tough. That is what makes us Americans. So it just makes me sad seeing there's a lot of young men out there who want to rely on the government, who want the government to give them things. There's a lot of young men out there who'd rather scroll TikTok all day and rot their brains out than go to the gym. They're content with being fat. They're content if another country comes in and invades us as long as they have their TikToks and DoorDash. They're content just sitting back and receiving handouts from the government. Overall, what I'm trying to say and what I'm trying to tell you is don't be lazy. Go out, get a job. Even if you have a college degree, keep applying to jobs. Don't stop applying. Keep going to interviews. But in the meantime, go get a different job. Go be a bartender. Be a busser. And also, don't be lazy on your health or your fitness. Go to the gym. Work out. Stay in shape. Because who knows? One day this country may have to call on you to defend it. And you want to be in a position where you can actually defend the country, defend yourself, and defend your family. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below discussing your thoughts. And I hope you guys all have a great day.